Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Irene and today I'm going to be talking about Ocho Rios as a port of call. So locals call it Ochi, so that's probably how I will mostly be referring to it during this video. And just to be totally upfront, normally we are there for much longer than one day. So I'm going to be sharing what I would do there if I only had one day. So although I have been on cruises before, we have family there, and so one day isn't long enough. So when we've gone on a cruise, we purposely don't have that as one of our stops. We choose itineraries that don't include that just because we go there several times, at different points in time, and we choose to stay longer than that. So these are things that I'm going to be mentioning are things that I would choose to do if I only had one day in Ochi. So hopefully it's helpful to you if you are just going to be there for the day. And also I will share some other things that I've learned from others that did use it as a port of call, or that were there just for one day as a port of call, just to give you some tips that maybe you can find helpful if that's what you're going to be doing. So last time we were there, it was the end of February, and we did happen to see a cruise ship pulled into port, and so that's what gave me the idea to do this video. And for those that are getting off of a cruise ship, there is a beach close by that you can pay a small entry fee and to get in, and then you can also rent a chair and tables, or not plural. I don't think you're going to be renting more than one table, but what I mean to say is like a lawn chair and an umbrella. And I believe they also have restrooms and things like that on that beach, so you have access to that. Also, there is a craft village that you can do some souvenir shopping close by, so definitely you will have the opportunity to choose different souvenirs. And I actually have a souvenir video, so if you want to see my top recommendations for souvenirs, please check out that video. And so if I just had one day, I would definitely be going into town to see the shops that they have there. They do have different craft stores or souvenir stores, as I mentioned, that craft village, and they also have some really great mom and pop type restaurants. I would definitely recommend stopping by one of those versus going to one of the larger populated touristy spots to eat. So, or really, if you can, find the meat patties. And I do also have another video on best Jamaican food, so if you want more tips on what else to eat while you're there, please also check out that video. But they have these meat patties, and there's a couple of different chain restaurants that sell these. One is Juicy Patties and the other one is Tasty Patties. They're the same item, it's just a phyllo type breaded, not really breaded, but the dough or the casing is like a phyllo dough, and then it's filled with beef or chicken or vegetables or shrimp. I don't think I noticed anything else, but anyway, they're really good. And they also have little mini marts if you want to pick up drinks and snacks and candies, or try a variety of different things that are local. Then definitely I would get some items for a picnic. And then what I would do is get a taxi over to Dunn's River Falls. And if you get a taxi, you can expect to pay around $10 to get from downtown Ochi to Dunn's River Falls. It's very close. I think it's only a couple of miles. If you're very fit and you want to walk, you probably can do that. You might actually be caught up with walking around town and looking at the stores and getting food and things like that, and you might not even notice that you're almost there. It's just through town, and then there's this main highway that goes right by, and then on the other side of the road towards the mountain is Dunn's River Falls and also Mystic Mountain. Now, I've never been to Mystic Mountain. I do believe that they have a variety of activities to do. I usually go to Dunn's River Falls, and it's one of those must do places for me, or attractions in Jamaica. And so I will be doing a separate video on Dunn's River Falls, just because I think there are a few other things that I would want to share about that attraction in particular. But just to let you know, they also have a beach there. It's a beautiful beach, and it would be wonderful if you picked up some snack or food items for a picnic, some drinks at a mini market in town, and then you got your taxi, you went over there, you had your picnic at the beach, and then you climbed up the falls. To me, that would be a really great way to spend an afternoon. And so, even though I did mention that there is also that other attraction next door, Mystic Mountain, it's right next door to Dunn's River Falls. You probably could fit both in one day if you wanted to. There are other beaches close by that you can get a taxi to if you wanted. Just make sure when you are getting a taxi that you negotiate the price before you get into the taxi. And I do believe that they have drivers that sort of act as taxis but aren't regulated as a taxi. So the cars with the red license plates are official taxis. So I haven't heard of anybody having any trouble with getting taxis there. We don't get taxis ourselves, just because we typically drive when we're there, just because we tend to be there for much longer than one day, as I mentioned before. So we drive ourselves around. But I have heard that if you do use a taxi, you definitely want to negotiate the price up front before you get in. And then you can go wherever you want. And just because the ship has a specific time to leave, and they generally don't wait for anybody, no matter what, unless you have booked an excursion through them. If there's a delay, they will probably wait for you. If you haven't booked an excursion through them and you are delayed, they will leave, and you need to catch up at the next stop. So I would suggest staying nearby. And like I said, both of those places that I mentioned, Dunn's River Falls and Mystic Mountain, are very close, just a couple of miles from your port. And so you should have no problem if you wanted to walk or get a taxi, spend the afternoon, spend a few hours, and then make it back to your ship in plenty of time, and still have time to look around town and soak in the local atmosphere and the culture. And also, I don't want to forget to mention, they do have a really cute place that they sell ice cream, and the ice cream is really good. It does tend to be a little bit expensive there, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe they import it and that's why it's expensive. But in the actual restaurant or ice cream shop, it's about what you would expect to pay in the US. So that part wasn't alarming or surprising. It was just when we went into a grocery store and wanted to pick up a quart of ice cream, and it was $6 for an off-brand and $10 for a name brand. Anyway, I don't know why I'm mentioning that. That's not the point. So I just wanted to share what my ideal day would look like in Ochi, and that's what it would be. It would be looking around town, soaking up the atmosphere and the culture, and spending the afternoon at the beach at Dunn's River Falls and then climbing up the falls. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Please like this video and subscribe. And I will be doing, like I said, another video on Dunn's River Falls separately. I will have some other separate videos on other attractions. And I am also planning on doing a video on driving in Jamaica in case you are going to be there for a bit longer, or you just feel like you might want that information to drive even for the afternoon. If you are there for the day and you want to drive yourself around, you can also do that too. So I hope all that was helpful, and hopefully I will, I guess I won't be seeing you because I can't see you, but hopefully you'll check out some of my other videos. Thanks so much.